Did you have a good world when you died? Enough to base a movie on?
On our feature page, Doors Mania Unlocked. A fire smoldering from emotional embers for more than 20 years is rekindled today. Director Oliver Stone's musical epic The Doors opens nationwide, and it's sure to pry open passionate memories of the legendary band. The Doors were led by the raw, screaming vocals of Jim Morrison. They closed the 60s and opened the 70s at the top of the charts. And today, even though Morrison is dead and the group is long since disbanded, they're hotter than ever. What's behind the remarkable resurgence of The Doors? On our feature page, we find the keys to the newfound fame of The Doors.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
You know the day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide. Break on through to the other side. Break on through.
They are the latest rock and roll sensation. They are The Doors, and they are not new. The Doors haven't released an album since 1971, and the group's charismatic lead singer, Jim Morrison, died nearly 21 years ago.
Can you still recall the time we cried? Break on through to the other side.
He was a phenomenon, the Doors were a phenomenon, and now the entire world wants to hear Doors music.
The catalog of their music sells in huge numbers. The other musicians live very well from the royalties of the albums that were made 20 years ago.
This is the end.
And it was the exposure the Doors music received in the movie Apocalypse Now that helped the group become a bigger hit today than it was during the 60s.
Year in and year out, the most popular posters in dorms and high schools and in colleges are James Dean, Marlon Brando, Elvis Presley, and Jim Morrison.
You know that it would be untrue.
The Doors poster is the #1 seller in the country, and printing presses continue to crank them out by the thousands. There are also Doors books, books and more books, Doors laser discs and videos, and now The Doors, the movie. It's Doors Mania.
I thought they were a good group. You know, they were a little bit off the beaten path, but they really delivered. We have 25 of their songs in the movie, so I like them a lot.
They said you can't be different in a rock band. I mean, they were at the beginning of the whole rock era.
The music is still as popular as it was 25 years ago.
The Doors' popularity is kept alive by countless numbers of enthusiastic fans like Robert Uncle. In fact, Uncle was captured on film in 1968 as he leaped on stage during a Doors concert.
I think it was just a matter of being carried away at the moment. I waited till the last moment and jumped up, ran up to Jim, got to him just as several of the police on stage got to me. But I had a brief moment of kind of staring into his eyes directly in front of him, and I suspect he had no idea I was there at all.
Psychedelic rock nearly died in the 70s and 80s, but it was FM radio stations and a format known as classic rock that kept the music of the 60s, Jim Morrison and The Doors, alive and well.
I think we have been very instrumental in bringing The Doors to the forefront once again. And it's a two-way street. We started adding some tunes by The Doors. The audience came back to us and said, more Doors. We responded, more Doors.
Music historian Michael Oakes says The Doors came to rock and roll with a package that was nearly time-proof. They were good musicians, wrote their own music, and Jim Morrison exuded tons of sex appeal.
They had almost a teen idol lead singer named Jim Morrison, who had all the looks of your average teen star, and yet had dangerous lyrics and became, I guess, actually the sex symbol of the 60s.
The Doors wrote music to Morrison's lyrics and sold millions of records. Doors member John Densmore says Morrison's lyrics were spiced with sexual innuendo and the mysticism that helped catapult the Doors to rock stardom.
Can you picture what will be so limitless and free?
When I first met Jim, he hadn't sung before. This guy's pretty shy. I don't know whether he can do it. But when I saw those words, I thought, boy, it'd be really unique to write music to these words.
Riders on the storm.
Unfortunately for Morrison and The Doors, their music didn't sit well with some local police departments. Jim Morrison was arrested on stage during a concert. He got busted after a performance in Miami for allegedly exposing himself to the audience.
He was drunk. You know, he was drinking all the time now, so he did not expose himself. He sort of pretended that he was going to.
Jim Morrison was never the same after that incident. Later, he moved to Paris, and on July 3rd, 1971, he was found dead in his apartment. And now, nearly 20 years later, the Hollywood version of The Doors may play to a bigger audience than The Doors ever dreamed possible.
Oliver's making a movie about the myth of Jim Morrison, because he never met him. But he's got a good handle on that dark, creative spirit that Jim had, because he has it.
At the end of the Doors movie, there is a tribute to John Densmore. Much of the movie was based on John's recently released book, Riders on the Storm.
Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready?
Me and the devil gonna take you on a long and evil ride.
Well, we're all in the cosmic movie, you know that? That means the day you die, you gotta watch your whole life recurring eternally forever. So you better have some good incidents happening in there and a fitting climax. And a fitting climax.
And roll it. And action.
Oliver Stone, the director of Platoon and Born on the 4th of July, now brings to the screen America's most legendary rock band.
Ray, let me ask you this. I come from a generation that unfortunately did not grow up with the Doors.
That's okay.
The only taste I've really gotten of them lately has been the movie. Now, I heard that your feelings on that vary from a lot of people.
Yeah, you haven't seen the videos. You got to see the Soft Parade, man. That's what. That's why I put this video together. The Soft Parade is going to show you exactly what the real Doors are. The movie's jive. You know, the movie is a portrayal of Morrison as a jerk and a drunken alcoholic. You know, a jerk. I mean, I hate the guy in the movie. I wouldn't have anything to do with that guy in the movie. That's not Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison is in the Soft Parade. You'll see Jim predict the future. Jim Morrison was actually a nice guy. People have said to me, was he a nice guy? I said, yeah, man, he was a real nice guy. When he was drunk, he, you know, not so nice. Most drunks are not so nice. But the real Jim Morrison was a real good human being. The Beatles had opened the doors of their perception. When that album Rubber Soul came out, you could see that the Beatles, you could see in their eyes, the Beatles had ingested the sacred mushroom or something very much like it. And it was a whole different consciousness. It was a consciousness, an expansion of consciousness. And then you'll see the Doors playing the piece, The Soft Parade. Hippies from 1968, a whole bunch of the background stuff is a lot of the Renaissance pleasure fair. So you really get a sense of, I think, what the Doors in the 60s, you'll get a brief sense of what the 60s were all about in the Soft Parade.
He acted a lot. He didn't want people to know him, and so he presented something which prevented you from
This will be good.
getting
He's never learned this one. So let's see how long it takes him to learn this.
You know, he was very helpful, and he was understood that, you know, I was an actor and not a bricklayer.
Hey, wait a minute.
Raymond Daniel Manzarek, 1-2-12-39, position.
Kyle was meditative, logical, controlling as Ray.
My concern was in creating this man and making him as believable as possible.
John Densmore, percussionist, 22 years old. Far out. What made me smile? My mustache is gonna fall off again. To the drum room.
He's actually the best pupil I ever had. I've had a lot of drum students, and he's the best.
Just so mentally draining trying to get these licks all right, because my timing had to be perfect.
you see what they were at? All right. Dead cat in a top hat. Woo! Sucking on a young man's blood, wishing he could come, yeah. Sucking on the soldier's brain, wishing it would be the same. Dead cat, dead rat. Did you see what they were at? Fat cat in a top hat thinks he's an aristocrat, thinks he can kill and slaughter, thinks he can shoot my daughter. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Dead cats, dead rats, think you're an aristocrat. Crap. That's crap. You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Tried to run, tried to hide, hang on to the other side, hang on to the other side, hang on to the other side. Chased off Leo here, dug out trail there, still recall time to ride. Bring on to the other side, bring on to the other side, bring on to yeah. All right. country in your eyes. On the train, eyes that lie. Bring on through to the other side. Bring on through to the other side. Bring on through, yeah. All right.
Bands these days, you know, McCartney, Paul Simon, or the Rolling Stones per se, they can't top the charts anymore. Do you think that the Doors were around today, they could?
Topping the charts is not the point of it. Topping the charts is numbers, man. The point of it is not numbers. The point of it is not how much money you make, what chart position you make, how many cities you have on your tour, how many people come to see you when you play. That's not the point of it. That's numbers. Numbers are not the point of it. Vibration, I'm going to talk to you like a hippie now. Vibration is the point of it. Are you in harmony with the planet, or are you out of phase with Mother Nature? If you can put yourself into harmony, man, you don't need a nickel. That's what the great mystic from the Middle East, Jesus the Christ, said, you know. He was all about the vibration. You don't need money, and that's what he was talking about, the mystical Christ. You don't need money. You don't need money. You need a couple of bucks to buy your something to eat, pay your rent, get a little car, a little roof over your head. That's all you need. If you're in harmony with the planet, and that's what opening the doors of perception are all about. If you have the courage to open the doors of perception, you're going to find a whole new world inside of you, man. And numbers and money, poof, out the window.
Announced. All those unseated will await the next show.